Jenn here. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this card using one of the new products, the magnetic platform from the Big Shot. So for this video you're going to need the magnetic platform for the Big Shot and your Big Shot. I'm going to use the chevron embossing folder, and I'm going to use the Deco label framelits. These are new. For stamp sets I'm going to use the dictionary stamp set, Two Kind stamp set, the 1,000,001 stamp set. Inks I'm using Blushing Bride and Black Stays On. I'm going to use the new Blushing Bride chevron ribbon. This is so pretty. For cardstock, you're going to need a piece of Whisper White. This is 8.5 by 5.5. Another piece of Whisper White. This is 4.25 by 3. A piece of black about the same size. And then another piece of white slightly smaller. This is 4.25 by about 2. And a piece of Blushing Bride. This is 5.25 by 4 inches. Okay, so first step, I'm going to take the Blushing Bride piece of cardstock with the chevron embossing folder, take my multi-purpose platform, open it, all the tabs open, cutting plate, folder with paper inside, and the other cutting plate, and run it through the Big Shot. You know, I have in a previous video used the magnetic platform, and I've stamped the saying and cut it out using the magnetic platform and the framelits, and as well as the black frame that matches. Next up, I'm going to ink up the dictionary stamp. Now, this is a really large stamp, so it takes one of the larger blocks, but this stays on ink. And then I take this little piece of white cardstock and stamp. And I'm going to press down really firmly because there's lots of little letters on there. There we go. So this is a great way to give that illusion of newsprint. And we do have newsprint paper, but it's got a vanilla base, and I wanted a white base for this card. So that gives me, it looks like a piece of, out of a dictionary. Love that. So to stamp the main image, this stamp set, Two Kind, is a two-step stamping set. And what that means is it takes two pieces to make the image. So you start with a lighter color and the more filled-in image, and then you layer on top a darker color. So for this I'm using the one color, which is called Blushing Bride, and in order to get the lighter version of the color, what you want to do is you want to stamp off, so that means on your scrap piece of paper first, and then stamp on here. So you've got a lighter version of that pink color, and then you're going to take the more filled in image, or the less filled in image, and stamp over top, and that's how you get that two-tone effect. So I'm going to do it again. First I'm going to stamp my stem. I'm going to stamp it off just to make it a little bit lighter, and then I'm going to take the more filled in image, stamp it on my scrap, and then stamp it on here. So it's very faint, you can probably barely see it on the camera, and then the darker image like that. And it just creates a really pretty flower with lots of dimension. Now main focus on this card is the saying and not so much the image in the background, so it's just nice and subtle in the background. So now I'm going to put this card together. Start by adding the chevron paper to the white base. And then I'm going to add the dictionary piece. Now with the chevrons, you can put it on either side. Both sides have chevrons on them, so there's no right or wrong side to that one. Then I'm going to attach my stamped image to the black frame. The ribbon, I've got about 2 inches of ribbon, and here's a little trick to attach it on the side like I did. Just run 2 pieces of tape along the side and put one there. I'm just going to make sure it's straight, and then flip it over and add the other one there. So you make a nice little loop. Okay, I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. This is a fairly big piece, so I'm going to add some in the middle, and I'm even going to add one onto that ribbon just to make sure it stays down. And now I'm going to attach that to the front of the card. And the final step is I'm going to add some Rhinestone Bling on here. So this is the strips of rhinestones that you get in a package of rhinestones, and they're stuck together with like a glue strip. So what I do is I just take my scissors and I cut in between them to break that glue strip so that I can then pick off those rhinestones. And I'm going to take my paper poker and just lift that rhinestone off with the glue, and I'm going to stick it in a couple different spots here on the saying. There we go, a beautiful card that was quite easy to do, and you could make a bunch of those if you need a bunch of thank you cards. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this card. Check back to stanfordjenn.com often for other tips and tricks. Thank you.